Hey, what's up, fellow YouTubers, fellow toy nuts and bookworms? So this is day 3 of my book tour. Thank you for viewing. My name is Odie, and yeah, this video will be a little bit different than the other ones. Unfortunately, I have to put these away in my closet as I do every spring to summer because the house starts getting a little bit busier and I have kids going up and down the stairs. So I don't want anybody getting hurt. My kids know better, so they know to be careful. But when I have my granddaughters here, it gets a little crazy. So I will be talking a little bit about some of these books today. Um, so yeah, so especially this tower here is like ready to fall. I can't go any further. So anyway, so yeah, these are my brown shelf collection books, which is all my novels and stuff. Sorry for the dust. It's kind of hard to get in there. But yeah, I got a Pirates book, all these James Pattersons. I've read them all. One of my favorite writers, Alex Ross fame. Preston and Child, I have not read those two, but I have read all these Lee Childs, and I have a lot more in my bedroom. Terry Brooks, unfortunately, because these are not in order, I've never read them yet. So hopefully I'll read them before I die someday. Tom Clancy, I've read them all. These are all the Jack Ryan books, except for the last two up there are not Jack Ryan, so I have not read them. The Queen books, I have not read them. I don't. They're in order there. I always go from bottom to top because if you turn them, it would be from left to right. But I have not read these because I'm missing some. And David, nope. J.D. Robb, nope. These I have all read. Those are pretty cool. Conan, Spider-Man, Batman, The Foundation, Isaac Asimov, obviously. Janet, I have read a few. I think the first three, and I have not read these yet. They're pretty much in order. Might be missing one or two in between. Uh, uh, the Shadow Dawn, the Chris Claremont and George Lucas book, I've read that probably 25, 30 years ago. Those are comic book fame, gentlemen. The Last King of Texas by Rick Riordan. Wonderland, I have read. God's War, I'm in the middle. Josh Grisham, sorry. I've read all of those. And if I haven't read them, I've heard them on audio. Robert Jordan, stuff for his a Wheel of Time book. It's a new paperback. It's pretty cool. I think I got that for like $1.25. Then down here, we have Terry Goodkind. Now, Terry Goodkind, unfortunately, I was dating a girl that was super into them. So she didn't make me get them, but she suggested them. So I got as many as I could. But I've never read them. Plus, a lot of people just don't like his books. Now, I like to read for myself and be my own judge. But I just really haven't. Too many other books to read. But I don't have the heart to get rid of them either. Terry Pratchett, Stephen Baxter. Stephen Baxter is a great writer. I wish I had more of his works. And Terry Pratchett, obviously, you guys know who that is. I've read those. The Omega book here, The Fire Sermon, is really good. Richard Castle, pretty cool if you've ever seen the show. Missing two for that series. And then lastly but not least, this is a gentleman that I used to work with. He's not self-published, well, he did self-publish, sorry. Games of Change is pretty good. Omega Days was awesome. The Zombies is hilarious. And I think these were my daughter's, but she just gave them to me. So instead of walking around and you seeing everything, I'll just pause it and then I'll go to the next rack. And so I'm 5'6". So as you can see, that's a pretty good height. And again, I can't do any more. Alrighty, let's go to the next one. Alright, we are back. Sorry for the crude edit. Actually, or lack of, because I don't edit. So anyway, these are my Star Wars books. And yes, I know that's a black shelf. I believe a CD shelf originally. But it just worked out really well for paperback. But this is still part of my brown collection as there's no art in these books other than the cover, as you guys all know. The only thing that I have in canon paperback is right here. And then everything else is Legends. And so I have it in order from oldest to obviously the newest. And I'm missing stuff in between. I don't have a perfect, complete collection. So as you can see, some Old Republic, some Darth Bane. It's the only one. All three are great, though. I have them in audio. Some Republic Commando. I think I'm missing one. And then this is where the Clone Wars start. And then some Tales stuff, which is always great. Some more Tales. This is really where I started reading Star Wars books, other than obviously watching the shows. Some more Tales, The Mandalorian War, all three are there. Now, technically, some of these X-Wings are actually after, but I just kind of want to keep them together. So I just kept them all together. Some Yuuzhan Vaughn, that's where that starts. The Yuuzhan Vaughn War, which is great. It's a lot better than the crap that we ended up getting from Disney. But that's just my opinion, of course. I know there's a lot of people out there that like the Disney stuff. And it's not all bad. I love The Mandalorian and um, what's the new show? Ahsoka was pretty decent, I thought. But anyway, so yeah, so Young Jedi, or New Jedi, I should say. And then I have a little stopper here so the books don't fold on. This is great. Stupid History, hilarious. And then this is where my Star Wars collection stops in terms of paperback. Jessica Alba's Dark Angel, Waterworld, Guilty Pleasure, so a little Mad Magazine, again, Stephen Baxter, Titan, really good book. Then some Star Wars stuff. Blasphemy. Star Trek. Star Trek. And then my beloved Robotech collection here. I don't have all of them. I'm pretty close to having a super complete collection. I think I'm missing 20, 21. There might be a 22. And then in terms of the omnibuses, I'm missing one or maybe two. And then here's the prequel to Transformers, and then the actual novelization of the Transformers. So yeah, so that's that one. So again, it's a black shelf, but it's really part of the brown collection of novels. Alrighty. Cool, on to the next one. Alrighty, folks, and we are back. So at this point, I am in my bedroom. This is, again, part of the brown collection, all my novels. This is my J.R. Tolkien love, my Lord of the Rings collection. As you can see there, it's very awkward. I am literally sitting on my bed. So I am running out of room. You could almost say this is pack rat, being a pack rat. Hoarder. So yeah, I'm literally on my bed. That's why the angle is terrible. But I'll start from the bottom since I'm already there. So as you can see, some movie tie-ins. This is the Divergent series, and then here we have the the Hunger Games and whatnot, and self biography of Mankind, one of the greatest wrestlers. And I am not into wrestling anymore, but I respect it. Then here's my Lee Child collection that I had just mentioned. I have almost all of them. I'm not missing anything in between, but I just haven't gotten the latest 3 novels. And yes, sometimes I have to pack things wherever I can. So work in progress is my my Switch games. And then I have some novels here that I've been picking these up at the dollar store, and they're really cool. They're a lot of fun. Me and my kids read them together. So you got the Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew, and whatnot, and some spooky titles, which is pretty sweet. And coming up here, a couple of little stupid trinkets and some audio of Dan Brown. I have his collection in terms of the character that Tom Hanks played. So yes, I have all 5 audiobooks, but then I also have all 5 books. All first printings are really nice. I'm only flexing that because it's so hard to get these first print, the Da Vinci Code especially. So I was lucky that I got it. But yeah, first print, first edition. Some J. Christoph love there. I haven't gotten the latest 2 books. My Resonante, if you're into the Farscape, The Expanse, this is my Man Master Chief. And then here we have some Tad Williams love. So complete collection of the 4 main books here of the Otherland, and then the 1 book, The War of the Flowers. I have most of, I think the whole John Carter collections there. That's a trade, which is pretty sweet. And coming up here, we have some George R. R. Martin love. So these back here are the UK versions. For those of you who don't know, they actually break down books 2 and 5 into 2 novels. Is it 2 and 5? It's either 3 and 5 or 2 and 5. And then here's the American editions. Again, I don't have these as hardcovers, just trades. And then here's my collection of oh god, I can't even talk. The Golden Compass. The Golden Compass. Nothing behind Dracula or Frankie, I believe. Oh, there is. I'm sorry. James Insolent, the shadow of what was lost. I have all three of them. And then there I have some of the Aragon. It actually has a real name. I just forgot what it's called. I have those. So again, these are mostly all paperback, and then a small little collection here of this collection here. What's it called? Percy Jackson. Good show, actually. And I have read the books. I think I haven't read the last two. But there's a whole lot more. There's like 20 other books. And then here, some of my, again, the Lord of the Rings, Hobbit. These are pretty sweet. And they get repeated a few times, as you can see here. And then those are the Blu-rays back there of the Hobbit trilogy, extended cut, and the movie. Sorry, I'm kind of shaking a little bit here. And then some more trades of, again, the Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. And then here you have the whole like appendices and all that other stuff. It's not all of it. Most of it. I think I'm missing a few still. But anyway, so that's my Lord of the Rings and kind of like the fantasy section. And that's really my genre. It's like it's what I really like the most. It's fantasy, science fiction, and all that good stuff. A little bit of a mess there with all the cables. But yeah, so that's that, and we'll go to the next. Alrighty, we're back again. So, this is bookshelf number 2, 3, 4 at this point. 3. I love Mustangs. That is my favorite American muscle car ever since I was 12 years old. I've actually had the pleasure of owning one. 2004 Terminator thing was incredible. Story for another day. But yeah, my love for Halo. I love Halo, my favorite franchise of all time. But yeah, so on books, we have Cassandra Clare there. And I believe this collection was before the 6th book was complete. Yeah, this was before the 6th book was completed. I've only read the first 3, but they're pretty good. And then here, my ultimate love, my favorite author of all time is Mr. Stephen King. So I don't have everything, but I have a pretty decent collection. So, show you that. And these are by year of release. Everything here is mostly, again, not trying to flex. I'm just, I love these books. Most of these are first print. Very rare. If it's not a first print, it would be something like that. That's a book club edition. So I have to replace that someday. And obviously these came out many years after the fact. Another book collection there. And then, but yeah, so then coming back down here, again, everything's in order pretty much. And there's the collection of Bill Hodges trilogy. I have the limited edition also from Books A Million, I believe that is. And then some other stuff there. This is my son's stuff. He loves Legos and he, creates weird things like that. So he puts them in my room. As you can see, he also thinks I'm the world's best dad. Move that out of the way for now. Oh, it even makes noise. I forgot about that. So anyway, again, more Mustangs. Love my Mustangs. So again, mostly in order. So those are all my hardcovers, and then now we start getting to the paperback stuff. So it gets repeated again, unfortunately. But I'm a collector too. So, and some of these, for example, I don't have a hardcover version of this yet, so I have to get that someday. I don't have a hardcover version of that yet, but I'm glad I have these big trades, so I don't have to read the little skinny mass editions. Dark Tower books are probably my favorite collection of books. It's not my favorite of his. It's up there. I like some of his singles more, but in terms of a collection of books, that is definitely my favorite, if you kind of understand what I'm trying to say, I guess. Some more stuff back there, some rainbow editions, and then the White Spine collection right there. And I know you can't see the titles, but maybe someday I'll kind of go through them. And then we have some of the Signet ones, and a lot of these are actually first editions, first print. And they're nice and beat up. And this is the stuff that, I take with me and read whenever the kids have an appointment or I have an appointment and stuff like that. So that's that. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. And then non-Stephen King stuff there. I don't have the first version yet, first book, I should say, of Ready Player One. But hopefully someday I'll get it. I really want a first print, first edition. But I do have Armada and Ready Player 2. I believe these are gonna become a movie pretty soon. So these are first prints, and then these are the paperbacks. Sorry, I gotta get really down here. I don't have a third book yet. Some audio love for Stephen King there. All of the CDs for Stephen King. The thing's like 32 CDs. It's crazy. The Longlears. Some Irish Quan love here. These are really good books too. That's the Book of the Month Club version. I subscribe for a little bit, but it's just, unfortunately, that club is not for me. It's just, it doesn't really have the stuff that I really, really like. So, but anyway, Charles Grant, fellow Massachusetts person, I believe. There's like a couple more versions of these books that go in a collection. This is from like the 70s and 80s. Some Lovecraft, Alice in Wonderland. Philip Pullman, again, that's from Dark Materials, but that's like a limited edition one. Some more audio back there hiding, and then these are all audio versions of, again, the whole Tower collection in audio, which is great. Bill Hodges trilogy, and then a few singles, as you can see there. But yeah, good stuff. So again, and kind of pull back a little bit. So there's my hat collection there. Captain America stuff. Alrighty. So that was that shelf. On to the next one. Alrighty. So this is bookshelf number 3, but overall number 5, as I showed you the stairs. Then I showed you my my Star Wars rack. And now we are on Harry Potter. That little Sugar Smacks pop belonged to my mom. She just actually passed away this year. So it's one of the few things that I took just so I could always remember her. Not that she ate that cereal, but she just loved the guy. There's Malfoy. But yeah, there's the 4K of Harry. I'm sorry, Blu-ray, not a 4K. And then some Harry Potter books. So again, there's the original collection there. No first prints. First editions, obviously, but no first prints. These are the kind of like the deluxe versions of the last 3 books. It's a shame that they didn't do the whole thing. They only did the last 3 for some reason. And then there's the Curse. And then these are the house books of the first book. So I technically have 9 copies of the Philosopher's Stone, or Then here we have, as you can see, Fantastic Beasts and whatnot. Again, I believe either or is American, and then the other one is the Europe version. Some tickets to get into the train. And then down here, some more paperback love. So that's the 7 books, again, collection. This is the more adult version, I guess you can call it. I guess just kind of like the way the script is. So that's that. And then here we have the Lego books of the houses. I'm missing 2 of them. And my figures for that I have no idea where the heck they went. There's my Pikachu back there. There's my Fantastic briefcase. Some more Pokemon love there. Then down here, these are, I should say, the illustrated versions. I do not have the UK ones with the slip cases, not yet anyway, maybe someday. But they're only up to 4. There may be a 5th one out. Just don't have it yet. Got a little funky dinosaur there. And I just noticed that on this shelf, I forgot to put a light. Hopefully you can see this well enough, though. I forgot to turn on the lights, I should say. But that's okay. We'll just keep going. The Mina Lima, and unfortunately, I guess they got fired. I don't know what the rumor is. But the 4th one will be from some new guy, some new gentleman. His a copy of Dracula, just to have a place to put it. Some soap from Squash. Pretty cool. Smells really nice. And then it looks like a book, though, so that's why it stayed here. I've never used them. And I do shower though, so a lot. I'm kind of OCD. Anyway, some more books here. Not that you asked or were wondering. Then down here, it's kind of like I really don't have any place to put my colognes. Again, speaking of showers, yes, when you wear these, please don't put them when you've been sweaty or you just woke up. No, shower, then spray 3, 4 at most, depending if it's an eau de toilet or if it's an actual, strong perfume. Then you only need 2 or 3 squirts and whatnot. So anyway, some action figures down there, some more action figures there. Some Jason Tatum. I am from Boston, so that's my guy. Some He-Man love. So anyway, so that was junk. Ooh, dusty. I have to clean that. And then here are my hardcovers. Well, those are actual trades, not masked. Those are bigger trades. Those are 2 complete trilogies. Episode 1 hardcover, some Star Trek love. And here we have more hardcovers right there. These are great. I love these. These are so much fun. These are kind of like what if type of thing. And then you got some John Grisham again. I just didn't have a place to put it. Stan Lee's book. Stan Lee's book again. It's the same thing. That's the trade and then the hardcover. And then that's the end of the Yuuzhan Vong War. There's my man Jabba the Hutt with his guard. And yes, I use foam inserts for now because I haven't really found any acrylic that would be perfect. If you're wondering why I have that on the floor, it's just so when the door closes, it doesn't destroy my books, my shelf. So yeah, so that's this one. And again, sorry for not turning on the lights. Hopefully the light on my stick here is good enough. Next to it, I have my CD rack with my gaming and whatnot. So I have some classic stuff, some old receivers, but it works great. My Switch, and so. But again, going back to the books. So yeah, so this is my 3rd or 4th, and we'll show you the last one. Alrighty. Okay, and we are in my last shelf here of the Brown collection. And unfortunately, well, not fortunately, I guess fortunately, it's not novels, it's graphic novels. So for the few of you that watched the my graphic novel collection, if you probably paid attention, I only mentioned DC and Marvel. The only thing that wasn't DC Marvel was the G.I. Joe compendiums that I just got. So yeah, so I'm running out of space. I have to kind of do something. So I did all my independents in this one shelf here, as you can see. So I know, if you've tuned off because you're not into this stuff, I get it. But yeah, this is unfortunately right now part of my Brown collection until I can find a suitable place to put them. I may never be able to change it because again, I'm running out. And as you can see, this is pretty well packed. So here are all my independent. I do try to keep them because of my OCD by brand. So here's all my Dynamite stuff. I'm missing the first Red Sonja one. And I would have, I think, all of them. Some Batman, the Shadow Love there. Some of my movie turtles. And then here we have IDW. Not many, but, a few. And then down here, we have Boom. And then we have some Valiant stuff, some Wizard magazines. It's based on, obviously, Marvel and DC artists. Then down here we have Image again. We have Scumbag, Geiger, half of Invincible. I still need the other last half. And then the Walking Dead. Those are great. And then over here we have more Image. It's probably what I have the most of in terms of independent. There's my Haunt, Elephant Man, Chew, and then over here, the last one, this is my Dark Horse stuff. So some trades, He-Man, Ghost, so those big funky, the Big Dam and Hellboy, and then some Zelda. Zelda being probably top 3, favorite Nintendo. And then, a statue of Hiyama there and Kazuya or whatever the heck his name is. Just have no place to put it right now. But yeah, so this is it, guys. So this was my book tour and a little bit of a cheat because, again, I just showed you some graphic novels that should have been in the other video. But yeah, this is my Brown collection. Again, guys, thank you so very much. Please rate, subscribe, comment, tell me how crappy they look. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You guys take care. Peace.